Good evening, family. This is Rudy. I'm here with another teaching. Today, we're going to talk about understanding. It's a very important part of our lives, of our relationships with family and friends, at work. Understanding shapes how we think about a certain thing, um, how we comprehend it. And that's very important as far as communication with others. Um, let's see. There's a scripture I want to read and start off from here, and it's from Proverbs chapter 4, and I'm going to go verses 5 through 7. And it says, Get wisdom, get understanding, forget it not, neither decline from the words of my mouth. Forsake her not, and she shall preserve thee. Love her, and she shall keep thee. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore get wisdom, but with all thy getting, get understanding. It's a very important thing. Understanding helps you shape opinions, helps you make decisions, helps you see where you're going with a certain thing or a certain topic. So you want to use wisdom. Wisdom is learned through older people who have been there, had experience before. Wisdom is through the word itself. Wisdom can come through prayer when you pray to Yahweh and ask Him His opinion on certain things. If you're not sure how to proceed, if you're not sure if this is right for you, yes or no, pray for wisdom. He gives wisdom to those who ask. Keep that in mind. So again, we're talking about understanding here. Part of understanding is to research a certain thing, like getting the scriptures and study. And it's a very important thing. Whenever you want to discuss a certain thing or you're up to teach a certain thing, then it's prudent to learn about that topic, define it, get some understanding. Now, I've got some definitions I want to share with you. Understanding, having insight, and a good judgment. Good judgment comes through information. Good judgment comes through being sound, not driven emotionally about a certain thing, so that you can think clearly and make good decisions, good informed decisions. Perspective is another thing. Perspective is your point of view, how you see a certain thing. A lot of our perspectives are shaped by the things we've been through, our background, our ethnicity, how you were brought up in church, what you believe, the core part of you. One of the most important things I've learned about understanding, dealing with perspective, is to have a conversation with someone, but don't always lead from your own perspective. Other people, everyone has different opinions about things or how they see it differently, their perspective. So a wise person would listen to the perspective of others and think about the perspective you have and see how the two of them can communicate and join in a peaceful way. Just because someone else has a different opinion other than you doesn't make them wrong. Doesn't make you right either. But a wise person gathers all that together and considers the matter. Really think about that thing. We're talking about understanding. And all thy getting, get understanding. Understanding can keep you from a world of hurt. Because once you see a thing from the right point of view, then you can make better judgments about it. Then you can lead in a good direction that will be helpful to you and your situation. So, something to think about. And as I was saying before about studying a certain thing, the scriptures also talks about how important study is. So I would like to take you to 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15. And that says, Study to show thyself approved unto Yahweh, a workman, that's you, that need not be ashamed, rightfully dividing the word of truth. Now, with the opinions and all that, so many people have so many different opinions, it could jumble up what you think is true or what you think might be right. That's why it's always good to do your own research. Get in there and study it for yourself to show yourself approved. That means you know the topic, you know the subject matter, you know where it's coming from, and the perspective and who gave it. Like, say you read a book about something, always read about the author, read about their background, who they were, where they came from, what were their influences, and that way you can understand their work better. Because sometimes people have crazy opinions about certain things, and sometimes they're dead on. But study to show yourself approved. Like we said earlier, and all thy getting, get understanding. That means research. That means look into it yourself. Don't take just the word of someone saying something. Have you ever been to a church and you heard a crazy thing come over the pulpit and you're like, that don't sound right? You know, but instead of taking it at face value, write down the scriptures, write down the subject matter, and go research that thing for yourself. And then once you find some truth in it, then start applying that to your life. But if it's something that's been taken out of context or something that's been moved or skewed in a certain way to fit their subject matter, but not what the author was saying at all, get understanding. Study to show thyself approved. So, in these days, and we're in the last and evil days, as I said in the scriptures, you have to be wise about the subject matter that you take into your soul, because your soul is important, very important. That's who you are. Your relationships come off of that. Your opinions come off of that. How you live your life comes off of that. So we all know that the word is truth. There's spirit and there's life in this word. Study it for yourself. Get understanding. Learn from it. And here, in this word, you learn the character of Yeshua, the Christ, the Messiah, the HaMashiach. You learn who he is, what he's about, his mission here, why he saved you in the first place, and know that he bled and died and resurrected from the dead just for you. That's right. Get understanding. And with that, you see how all that applied to your life now, and how it can change you for the better, be the better you. But you must get understanding, and this will make you a stronger person, up here and here. And that's what counts. So in all thy getting, get understanding. Wisdom is the principal thing. Wisdom comes from the scriptures. Wisdom comes from speaking to your father, your grandfather, your grandma, your elders, people who have been around for a while and have a sense of how things are. Like I said, don't take everything at face value. Study for yourself. Listen to the stories, sit down with them and kind of take it into their perspective on how things went, what they saw. A lot of times when you do that, it gets you through your own personal struggles because someone's seen what you're seeing. Someone's already been there. And you become blessed for it. And, that kind of wisdom is beautiful and it sticks with you. And just think, 10, 20 years from now, you'll be that wisdom for someone else, for everything you've seen, like surviving this pandemic, like surviving America or the racial injustices that we've seen. I think now about some of the stories that my own father told me about the 60s and some of the 50s. Racial riots, people being lynched, crosses set in yards. And remember, he told me about one of his friends got set on fire right in front of him as a teenager. That kind of experience and seeing what he saw through his words and hearing his heart, it gives you an idea of how bad things are racially. And it takes you from there to how can things be better. And all that get understanding. So like I said, you can learn wisdom from anybody, but you want to get understanding. Understand what you've been told, understand what you read, understand what you're researching. And all that get understanding. It will save your life and help you grow as a person. A little bit of study there. So you guys be blessed and thank you for listening. Bye.